Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Motorhead Garage is up and running. We are talking about muscle cars today, and if you have one, you want to upgrade it, but you don't want to spend a fortune, that's where VCRES comes in. Catherine, how can you help me out?
So we do have about 3,000 products for your car. So whatever you need, we have it.
And we're talking performance stuff and items to make your car look better as well. And I see you brought some film there. You have the PPF, which is the paint protection film. In other words, you want to wrap the vehicle to protect your paint job. You have the clear and the matte. What are some of the properties of that make it a super high quality wrap?
So if you don't want to go ahead and repaint your car because it is pretty expensive, you could go ahead and add on the matted PPF or gloss, whichever look you want to go for.
That'll keep your paint fresh for years and years to come. Of course, when it wears out, you replace it and do it again, and you still have a fresh paint job underneath. And carbon fiber is the coolest thing out there right now. There's a lot of parts maybe you can't get in carbon fiber, or you got to spend a fortune to do it, and you have a solution for that as well.
Correct. You could get gloss or dry carbon, so you could wrap anything you want with it, and you don't have to go and pay a fortune for a carbon fiber custom made.
So it's that carbon fiber look without the carbon fiber price.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think that's kind of the bottom line with VCRES. Again, you don't have to dump all your money into making your car look great. You can still have the car of your dreams. And a lot of folks are doing the wide body look, especially for the muscle cars like the Mopar and everything.
So the wide body kits is an easy install. Everything goes fit onto the fenders of the car. It's molded to it already.
How does it attach?
It attached with brackets and double-sided 3M tape.
That's it. So you can do this in an afternoon.
6 hours, you're already wide body.
And the material here, can I paint this?
You could paint it or wrap it if you like.
And then you brought a diffuser and a wing for the Chrysler here.
So basically, if you want to go ahead and get lower weight on some of the products that your car OEM has, you could go ahead and get carbon fiber. It helps with the weight reduction.
Now the carbon fiber look, we talked about that with the wraps, and I neglected to mention the other colors of wraps. What's the catalog like as far as the wrap colors?
We do carry about 350 colors, so you have a big variety to go ahead and choose from.
And who's using your wraps and who's using your products? We have shops installing this. Is this something I can do at home?
Yeah, we have different dealers that are buying it. There's car shops that we work with that they go ahead and use our vinyl to fully wrap their customers' cars.
And I've heard folks raving about the kit to install the vinyl as well. Looks like it has everything they're going to need to do a great job making that vinyl look good.
Yeah, so we sell all the tools that you need to wrap a car.
Now, customization when it comes to the wraps. We've seen some beautiful custom wraps here. You can do the full wrap, and what if I have something that I want to have personalized or customized? How do I do that process with VCRES?
So you could submit your own design, or you could have one of our in-house designers and do a 360 view of a full custom wrap.
So you know what that's like before you say yes and pull the trigger.
Correct. We'll do a whole template and we'll do a 360 view. You can see it from all angles without having to purchase it and put it onto your car.
Now, is that installed by a professional, or how do I receive that? How do I get it installed?
We ship it to you and you're free to open to go to any shop to have it installed.
Someone I trust locally would be perfect for that.
Correct.
And they know they're getting a high quality product as well. And speaking of high quality, let's talk about the wheels back here.
The 2-piece forge wheel and the full 1-piece forge wheel and the cast wheel. And we could go ahead and do it as 3-piece as well.
Okay, so we're talking performance there. We're also talking performance when it comes to exhaust systems. For which vehicles are you making exhaust?
We are doing it for the Charger, Challenger, C8, the Mustang, and the Durango right now.
What's the installation process like? I know you think of something like that as being major surgery, but it really wasn't that tough. We did it right here in the studio.
Yeah, it's not that tough. You do need a couple hands. It's plug and play. So you take off yours, you bolt on the other one, and you're good to go.
And one thing that's very personal to drivers is their steering wheel. And I've seen a lot of cool stuff on the VCRES website. What kind of customization can you do with steering wheels?
You could get it in full carbon fiber, forged carbon, honeycomb. You could change the carbon fiber look in different colors, the stitching different colors, the leather. It could be Alcantara, perforated, or Napa leather. And you get it with LED or non-LED and the carbon fiber inlay.
In addition to the steering wheels, another important element to that, the paddle shifters. You guys do that too.
Yeah, we do it for the C8 and the Dodge cars like Charger, Challenger, and Durango Jeeps.
And what are the materials that we can choose from?
It is made out of carbon fiber and forged carbon. Those are the only ones that we have right now, yeah.
Amazing, like a Formula One car. You can get it any way you want. You can go to vcres.com. You can find thousands of pieces and parts that are going to make your car perform better and look cooler on the street. Check them out. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so don't go anywhere.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. BrothersTrucks.com, your #1 source for 1947 to 87 Chevy and GMC truck restoration. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. And by Clearview Shields, windshields engineered for your custom style.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, rolls on, and we are talking about odors. Now, bad odors are everywhere, and they're especially hard to get rid of if they're in your vehicle. And now, Chris, there are other people claiming to eliminate odors out there, but what's wrong with those products?
What you're going to find is a lot of the other products are using cover scents. They spray in a particular cover spray that grabs the odor. It basically buries it or puts it deep down into the fibers for a short time, but that's a temporary solution. It's not a permanent solution.
So if you start out with a mildew smell, you add some orange scent to it, you've got orange mildew now after a time. So that's no good.
Exactly.
But dead scent kills the scent. And how do you do it?
Well, dead scent is using ClO2 or chlorine dioxide. Chlorine dioxide is a powerful oxidizing chemical compound.
Chlorine dioxide sounds dangerous.
Well, actually, it sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
It does have the word chlorine in the name.
Yeah.
But it's not dangerous. That's where it ends being anywhere near like bleach, which has dangerous byproducts. Chlorine dioxide, when it's done doing its thing with eliminating odors, breaks down to something as simple as water and salt.
And how does it actually work? How does it eliminate the odors?
Well, chlorine dioxide is made of 2 oxygen atoms and 1 chlorine atom. And what it does is it oxidizes the odor molecules by breaking off, and it has that selective property that can break off and attack the molecules of the odors, breaking them apart and dissolving them permanently.
Is dead scent something that's going to be used by professionals, or can you do this at home?
Both. This is actually something that is used by professionals. There are some, let's say, professional remediation companies will use chlorine dioxide, that can use dead scent. We have auto auctions that will purchase and use it to recondition vehicles before they go to the auction block and back out into the market to get rid of the bad odors. But it's also been designed to be safe for your average consumer to use in the home with no chemical, hand-to-chemical contact.
I think the thing that's significant is the same kit is being used by the pros. You can use that same kit at home as well.
Exactly.
And you've got different vehicles covered here. You got boats and cars and SUVs as well. Why the different sizes?
We find that there is a need to have a different size, gram size, depending on the size of the area being treated and also on the severity of the odor. Let's face it, for someone who just has a basic musty smell, you might get away with a lower gram treatment pack. Whereas if a vehicle's been sitting for a long time, or say an RV or a boat for a long time, they have a stronger odor, then they're going to up their game to a 50 or even sometimes the 100-gram treatment pack. That allows the consumer to now graduate the treatment based on what the level of odor is in that area.
We talked about odors. There are all kinds. What can dead scent eliminate? What kind of odors?
Well, one of the biggest that we're thinking about is smoke smell. That's huge. We hear that all the time. But also mice or rodents that get into vehicles. Also, it could be just food. People taking their kids back and forth using it, or people driving while they're eating at the same time, things get spilled. Could be pet odors in the vehicle. All these things, again, we talked about mold and musty smells, all these odors build up over time within a vehicle or within an RV or a boat. So if you name the odor, chlorine dioxide can go after and will eliminate it.
Dead scent comes in a kit.
Yes.
How does the kit actually work once you get it?
Well, once they open up the treatment, the plastic containment system here, that's the treatment pack. That is going to be laid flat inside the treatment area that they're going to add water to the line. And then they would open the foil pouch where the treatment pack is located. Take that out, you're going to see a yellow side and a blue side. The blue side is then placed into the water. At that point in time, the water is absorbed, it comes through the treatment kit, it will swell, and then it begins to react and off gas, and ClO2 will then be released into the area.
I know you said it's safe, but how long do I need to wait before I actually get back into the vehicle after we give it a treatment?
We recommend a minimum of 6 hours for a treatment. If you can go longer, that's even better. If it's out in the direct sunlight, then we would recommend you wait until it's out of direct sunlight or in a garage, somewhere where the sun isn't beating in, because sun will react with CO2. You want to let it run then again, minimum 6 hours. We recommend, if you have the opportunity, again, overnight is even better. And then once it's done, you got to give yourself at least an hour to let things air out and let all that gas out of the vehicle.
By the way, there's also a kit for hunters, so it'll take the scent out of your clothing. The deer won't even know you're out there. You can find that and all these products from Dead Scent at deadscent.com. And you can find more of Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings right after this.
Dragonfire Tools, quality affordable storage. Proud sponsor of our DragonfireTools.com studio.
Thanks for riding along with Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. If you're into car care products, you of course know the name Auto Geek. Now, Auto Geek, Robin, has been around for 30 years. How did the company start, and then how did it evolve?
Auto Geek started as a retail store and evolved into a catalog company. And then in the 90s, when websites started coming out, Auto Geek created a website, and now we're one of the largest website dealers for car care solutions.
Wow, thousands of customers every day going to Auto Geek to get what they need. And something you're featuring now is your Speedmaster series?
That's correct.
How did that start?
Well, one of the most popular products to this date that we started with was the Speedmaster wheel brush, and that's kind of evolved. Now we have the Junior too, but it's a great product. It's very popular through detailers and DIYers.
And what's the gist? It's called Speedmaster. Why?
It makes everything efficient for you, super easy to use, super easy to clean your wheels inside and out. It's flexible, so obviously gets the job done a lot quicker.
And the Speedmaster series is all about getting things done quicker. Over here, this is a towel, the likes of which I've never seen.
Okay, so instead of traditional clay, that's a clay towel, and the one on top there is a clay mitt. And you get a lot more usage out of that. You can get actually like 50 to 80 uses out of it. Better than traditional clay, meaning that if you drop it on the ground and it picks up any debris, you can actually just rinse it off and get right back to work.
And then you're working on your wheels with the brushes, and you also have this mitt here
The mitt,
for the wheels.
yeah, so that's great because you can use it on the faces of the wheels, where this might get into the holes and nooks and crannies. The mitt is small, so you can put it right on your hand and get right into maybe the spokes area and the faces of the wheels. It rinses super clean, so when it picks up the grime and the road dust, it traps it, doesn't let it scratch, but then you can rinse it out very clean.
Now, before we go any further, people might be thinking paid spokesperson, but that's not the case. You have used the products from Auto Geek before.
Yeah, so I have a detail shop, and every product here you see on the table is in my shop, and I use it almost daily.
And the towel is something that you've raved about. Tell me what that's called.
So it's called the notorious DRY.
Perfect.
Super, super absorbent, and you can dry a whole car with just one towel and then reuse it after that. My favorite towel.
And then some brushes too. There's a difference between the two there.
Yep, one's very soft for delicate surfaces, so no scratching, but this package here comes with 5 different sizes so that you can get into all the nooks and crannies.
And with all 5, of course, you can cover any kind of surface or any little gap
Right.
there as well.
Yep.
And this is an interior scrubber, if you will?
Yes, so for hard surfaces,
Yeah.
leather, plastic, vinyl, gets into nooks and crannies with this nice point on the end here too.
I like it. And you make the job easier for detailers and for folks at home that are working on their vehicles, because there's a stool that you have as well.
So the creeper stool, the detailer stool, it's got a little caddy, got great caster wheels on it, easy to slide around, comfortable to sit in. You can put all your tools and products in it while you're scooting around the car.
As you can see, the Speedmaster line has everything you need to make your job more efficient. You get done a lot quicker, and it's a lot easier. Check them out online at autogeek.net/Motorhead. And oh, by the way, when you go there, type in the promo code Speedmaster25 for 25% off. Changing your oil can be such a mess, and it can be such a hassle. You've done it before. Maybe you're in the driveway. If you're lucky enough to be on a lift, it's still a hassle. You've got to find the right size wrench. And of course, once you find the tools you need, you start draining it and you take a bath. That oil is going to run down your arm. It's going to be all over the place in most cases. But if you have the easy oil drain valve, that is no longer going to be a problem for you. This thing is so revolutionary. You filed this right under the I wish I'd have thought of that stuff. Check this out. This is the easy oil drain valve right here. You take out your existing oil drain plug on your vehicle and you replace it with this. You pull the lever and there's a ball valve in there that opens up and lets the oil flow out. One important thing to note about the easy oil drain valve, you want to make sure it's not too tight. You run it up in there finger tight. Once you get it that tight, take a wrench and go about 1/8 of a turn more, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to crank it all the way down. When it's time to drain the oil, All you have to do is open the valve and it lets the oil flow. By the way, it doesn't matter what position the lever's in. It can be upside down, it can be sideways. It's going to work in any orientation. Now, if it doesn't work to flow directly out of there, you can install the adapter for a hose, and you're able to put a 3/8-inch hose over the top of this nipple right there, and it'll let the oil flow into any container you want, so you can dispose of it really easily. Just take it down to your auto parts store and take care of it. If that doesn't work for you, we have an L-shaped connector too, with the easy oil drain valve, and you put it on there, and that way the hose will get around any suspension pieces you might have, anything that might get in the way of the oil as it's coming out. We all have a vehicle where it just spills all over everything. This takes care of that problem. It also lets the oil go exactly where you want it every single time. Now, what if you have a recessed drain plug on your vehicle? A lot of them have that, and it's hard to get the easy oil drain valve up in there, but there is an extension you can use. So you put this in first, it'll extend out just a little bit farther, and you'll be able to access that just as easily as you would with any other vehicle. You can use easy oil drain valve. Cars, light trucks, vans, heavy-duty trucks and buses, RVs, motorcycles, so much more. And just imagine if you have a fleet, how much easier this is going to make emptying the oil from all of your vehicles. If you've got to do it over and over again, this is going to make your job so much simpler. It's going to make it a whole lot cleaner, and it's going to save you time. You save time, you save money, and you save a big mess with the Easy Oil Drain Valve. Just go to easyoildrainvalve.com to find a dealer, or find one for yourself, or get one for each vehicle in your fleet. Go to amazon.com. Now you know the easiest way to change your oil. When we come back, we're going to show you how to make your oil work for you. It's going to make your vehicle last longer. It's even going to repair some damage in there. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, so stay tuned.
Motorhead Garage, presented by NHOU Protective Coatings, is brought to you by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Custom Auto Sound, the originator of classic car OEM fit radios since 1977. OptiCoat, for ultimate protection and reflection. And by Mobile Environmental Solutions, the leading portable mobile paint booth.
This Chevy Silverado truck looks great on the top, and it looks fantastic on the bottom. Now, what if I told you that this truck is 12 years old, and for its entire lifetime, it's been pounding around here in the salt and the ice of New Hampshire? But you don't have to listen to me talking about New Hampshire oil. Listen to one of the customers who's been coming here for years.
I found this one nice and clean, want to keep it like this, and this is a New England truck right from beginning, and I knew this was a place to take it, to start it on this program and keep it going. Happened to work for the state of New Hampshire. We plow and salt the roads. I don't have to do the brine stuff myself because I'm in the secondary roads, but you see it on the highways and stuff when they got to put in the solution. And when you get running your trucks over it and stuff, that actually gets in the little spots a little bit more than your crunchy salt will, so to speak. We just decided to start oiling our trucks. And we were laying on the ground doing it ourselves, and Joe's set up in Deering quite a long time ago in his barn, and had the lift and everything. And I said, well, it's a lot better than laying on the ground. And then he just kept moving up from there and got better and better oil, and it's incredible. It's good stuff, just lasts. And we actually sold some rigs that Joe had oiled for us in the past, and the people were amazed, no rust on it, you know, and they were New England trucks. And it works, stuff works. They go right to every little nook and cranny, do a good job with it, and nice facility. I don't know, it's just great, it's top-notch service all the way around.
Tribotex, it's kind of voodoo in a bottle. It does a lot for your car, but how it works is very sciencey.
Yeah.
And Brian Hansen, you're the lead engineer, so you speak layman too, so tell me how it works.
All right. Tiny particles, nanoparticles, not even observable under a microscope. They have a sticky side and a slippery side. These sticky sides need a lot of force, a lot of impact to cause them to fuse to a metal surface. Once these particles build up layer by layer, they create a slippery surface, which reduces that friction or impact that is used to apply it. So they only build up as much as they need, only where there's enough force. So let's take an example. We got a journal and a bearing rocking around. It's going to build up in those areas that are knocking, and it will slowly recenter that journal and bearing, and there's no more friction or impact that can apply any more nanoparticles in that area, and they just travel through the rest of the engine.
That's amazing. And here's just where it needs to go.
Only where it needs to go. It's a ceramic coating that self-applies.
Incredible. And you want a clean surface to begin with, ideally. So what's the best way to make sure that surface is clean and ready for Tribotex to adhere to it?
We recommend when you change your oil beforehand to flush it with a solvent, a cleaner. We've been developing one called BR1, and this cleans the metal surfaces. As your engine oil degrades, it can build up sludge or carbon deposits, and you don't want the nanoparticles to stick to those because those can fall off the engine. You want a nice clean metal surface, and those particles will stick there and stay for the life of the engine.
And BR1, it proves itself in all kinds of other ways. What are some other applications? You've told me some of them, they're amazing.
Yeah, it's a non-toxic solvent. It's safe for using around the house. You get anything that's gooey or sticky, dissolves it very nice. You want to keep it away from your paints though. It loves to eat resins, but in an engine, resins are made from the oil degrading, and this stuff will just dissolve it and flush it out when you change your oil.
Well, Tribotex works great, and it works even better when paired with BR1. You can check them both out at tribotex.com. If you have something revolutionary like Tribotex and you want to get it here on the show, email Jeff at masterstv.com and we'll get you here in our Dragonfire Tools studio. We're going to do it again next week, so be sure to join us for another episode of Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We'll see you next time. So long.